Okay, so the LVS34, the newest, greatest, my understanding is significant target separation difference.
Yep.
Can you talk a little bit about what they've done to make this unit, make this transducer better?
So it's a bigger element altogether, you know.
An element means crystal to the old guys, right?
Yeah, that was what we always used to call a crystal. So in the old LVS32 transducers, you know, the old triangle shape that everybody got used to seeing. So those elements in there were quite a bit smaller, you know, more packed together. So what they've done is at 60 foot, you've got a 22-inch target separation in the 32, and now in the new 34, it's 14 inches. So basically what that means is at 60 foot, the objects have to be 22 inches apart to get separation before, and now we're talking about 14 inches apart to get separation. So when you're looking at a school of crappie sitting out there, you know, 20 foot, 30, 40, you know, however far in front of you, when they're all balled together, they're going to look more, you know, picked out, where you can say, okay, there's some bigger ones down below them, you know, whereas before it would just be a ball. It would look like a shad ball until you got right up on them and you could really get them to separate from each other to see what was going on.
So what you're saying is, in the original Top Gun, if they'd had the LS34, they'd have known it was 4 MIGs and not 2 MIGs coming out of them, right?
That's right.
So now we know we got 4 MIGs coming at us versus 2.
That's right.
Now, it also is, it's better on power, right?
Yes, because of the way they've done the larger elements, they don't have to.
I believe they told us they're 40% larger?
Yes, 40% larger. And in each one of your arrays, however you want to view, what term you want to use for that, the 3 different steps in the transducer is what you're going to hear most commonly. You've got 2 of those elements in each one of those steps. So you got 6 in the transducer, but with that larger size, you know, case that's in now, it's just a lot more efficient on power, where it doesn't have to be, I mean, it is still a higher power draw than what your average side scan transducer would be, but you got to think about all it's trying to do.
Yeah, doing a lot more work.
10 times what a side scan transducer is.
Got it. And you guys have a trade program too. So if a guy's sitting out there with a 32, you've got a trade program with a 34, and there are a few units that 34 won't work on. So if they're not sure, they need to call you guys.
Yeah. If you're not sure about, you know, if your unit's maybe a little bit too old to work with it or something like that, you know, give us a call and we know which ones will and which ones won't. And we've got a system set up as far as trading in, whether you're just trading in, you know, your LVS32 transducer you already have, because all you're wanting to do is buy the new deucer. We've got that system set up where we can get you a trade-in price on that, and we have it for if you want to just trade in the whole system and buy a whole new black box and everything. Okay, so this is our LVS34. One of the changes they made, which is real handy, if you remember on the 32, you had to flip it over in order to see if you were in the right position. So this one now has the dots on top, so that's in the forward imaging position. Here's the size comparison of the two. So you see it's substantially bigger. They've got the crystals, or the elements as they call them, more spaced out. Yeah, they're almost, they're close to being, yeah, they're
for sure,
close to being halfway bigger.
And then you monkey with yours even one step further, right?
Yes, so right now this is ran in their recommended forward mode. I'm a big fan of going up 1 extra click with it, and that's to see more out in front of you versus what's underneath you. Because, you know, most of the time, if you're in 20 foot of water, you're going to be seeing back under the boat on your screen quite a bit. And most of us are never going to use that unless we're just specifically looking for fish to drop on with a drop shot or something like that. So I prefer to go up an extra click, and that gets this initial beam right here that is your most forward looking one a lot more up in the water column to be able to track a bait when you throw it out in front of you on a brush pile and see it hit the water at 80 foot out and watch it go down, versus with it in regular mode you might not be able to see it as good when it hits the surface until it gets down a few feet, you know, and then it picks it up a little bit more like that.
And you said you can see a topwater loop.
Yes, when all the conditions are right, I can see a plopper or a spook or something like that. You can just see the traces of it wisping across the top as it works.
So when you got a big northerner coming up to get it in Idaho, you can see them coming?
Yep, you can see them coming.
Is it Idaho y'all just got back from?
South Dakota.
South Dakota, yeah. Another state I've never caught bass in. So. All right, so that's cool. So that's, let's leave it right there and we'll play with it and we'll check out the differences.
Okay.
Ooh, I heard that one.
Oh, I mean, there's some big ones too.
Are there big ones in this lake?
Oh yeah.
God, I just got so many rods fucking stuffed in here.
That's why my boat is right now.
There's no rhyme or reason to them either. They're just in here. That took a really long time. Was that first cast?
On the tail spinner, yep.
Did you see him before you caught him?
I kind of threw it right in his mouth when he blew up. You can tell what he's been doing out here for about the last 6 hours.
He is just stuffed, isn't he? He looks like me. Big around in the middle. Well, we are at, what lake are we at?
Bringle.
Say it again?
Bringle.
Bringle. A gigantic lake here just outside of Texarkana. And we came to monkey with my new side front imaging, but they're kind of busting around right now. So Taylor said, huh, any chance you got a tail spinner? And you guys know the answer to that. So one tail spinner cast, one small largemouth. But I'm also tying me on a big old walking bait. All right, he just called his shot. The camera was off, but he said if this is a bass right here on the bottom, it's going to go down. We damn near ran across an alligator coming over here. But he swing on it?
Mm-hmm.
This would seem like an ideal brush pile lake if it was a little bit bigger.
Mm-hmm.
I would say you put a brush pile down here, it's going to get about 100 baits on it this weekend. They are not eating healthy at all. Obvious. You guys can see Taylor immediately jumped up here and he's got his 360 and his LiveScope. You can see that wad of fish right there. There's his bait, he just went over him.
Got a little one trailing it, or a shad or something.
Just creeping it.
They all potted back up. There he is. They all potted back up on 360 now.
Oh yeah, look at that pot of fish right there. That's crazy. God, he is a fat little guy.
Stump right up there. There's just a bunch of crappie or bait or something holding right on the top of him. They buried that one right in his nose. Yeah, he's a fat little fucker.
Mm-hmm. He is not missing meals. Now you've got it one click up right now, right?
Did I leave it there? I don't remember.
Yeah, you did. Bait just fell over that fish. There comes another one to it. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Oh, oh, he didn't react to it. I like a tail spinner, but I sure like a tail spinner.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that is cold.
Right.
Missed it. Missed it. Oh, got you.
I'm getting assaulted.
Did you get thumped on a few times?
Oh yeah, just a few.
Look at that. Look how he ate that bait. You think maybe he was committed? Oh, that's so much fun. Even if they're 12 inches long, that's fun. All right, you got to quit the wiggling so I can get that hook out of you. There you go. That last fish out of that big shad ball right there. Boy, it just lights it up, doesn't it? That's what we saw a second ago right before they went crazy on top. Big old shad ball like that. Well, we had a nice time out here this afternoon on this pretty little lake. We didn't catch a lot of fish. I will say that transducer, I can tell the difference. It really gives tremendous target separation. We've got some video you guys saw throughout the show there of what we're looking at. Taylor actually told me this. He said this is one of those spots where the fish are super educated, and you'll pull up and catch them pretty quick, and then they get hard to catch, and that's exactly what we've experienced. We watched a ton of fish trail stuff, and they just don't want to commit to it because they get hammered on so bad here. But it was a good time. We did make one minor adjustment, which is part of why I love coming here, and the Jones guys will carry you to the water and make sure everything's working, especially those of us who come a long way to work with them. So the transducer, as mounted, was just slightly canted. So mine's on the barrel of the trolling motor. It was slightly canted in, and Taylor just tapped it out a little bit, so it was shooting a beam like that versus one like that, which it helps to put it in the water and get a look at that. And once we did that, everything really performed beautifully. And as you guys saw, we've got an inventory video. I think I've already posted that by the time y'all see this. So if so, I'll put a link at the top of the page there. They've got basically all the Garmin, Lowrance, and Humminbird units, Helix units for Humminbird, which is generally what most guys want, in stock. They've got force trolling motors. They've got ghost trolling motors. They're hurting for Ultrexes like everybody. But then they also have Mega 360, which is, nobody had those for more than a year. They have LVS34 transducers by themselves, which nobody else has had. You've had to buy the whole system, the box and all, the brain, the black box and all, and something else. Oh, they've got, what's the new thing where your spot lock stays pointed at what your
Target lock.
Target lock, there you go.
For Humminbird, yep.
For Humminbird. So if you got the Humminbird forward imaging, it'll lock on it, and that arrow stays pointed at no matter where the boat goes, which is a pretty cool concept. I've not actually seen that in play yet, but they've got those as well. So if you need something electronics, or if you need something fixed, or you just need something looked at, give our boys at Jones Trolling Motor a call. And we've got some boat reviews coming up. I think I've got an Avid lined up. I've already done a Triton metal boat. I just haven't edited it yet, so I'll get that up. And got some more fun stuff coming. So thanks for tuning in, guys. And if he can catch me a bonus 9-pounder, I'll slip it in right here at the end. Otherwise, we're gonna put this thing on the trailer. I'm gonna point it back towards Dallas and go home and try to kiss the boys before they go to sleep. So thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see y'all soon.